Oh, not you.
Nice. Welcome back to the Hispanic on Paper podcast. My name is Marcos.
My name is Chris Kashi.
And
I'm Tim.
yeah. So two bad things just happened,
Yeah,
and I'll start with it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this podcast, just as a quick disclaimer, aside from everything that we're about to get into, this is not a Latin empowerment podcast. We are Latin ourselves, not him.
No, I'm as hell.
Yeah.
This is not
Two Latins, one colonizer.
Yes. So, if you're looking for a Latin empowerment
apartment.
type of podcast, this is not that. We are just two goofy guys documenting us growing up and kind of bringing cool people or people that we like around us, and getting to see what they think of, And this is our wonderful guest. Please introduce yourself. This is not your first time being on, by the way.
Third
No.
time. Fourth
Third?
time.
Fourth.
Do we count?
Fourth?
Do we
Callie
count
in the back-to-back.
Do we count
I
the
count
back?
that as because it was
that's
3
one.
episodes.
No, I count the back-to-back as
episodes.
one visit.
It was
though.
one sesh.
So
I-
this is Tim's fourth episode. However, his third session.
Yeah,
Is that fair?
my voice has popped in randomly from time to time, though.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's true. Yeah,
That is very
he's had
true.
like 9 cameos
Yeah, he has.
because he rents here.
Very sad. Upon opening this, I spilled.
I live here. He rents here. It's fine.
I got one drop.
It's okay. You did
so
good.
sad.
You did good. Oh, and your cool shorts, cool sweats.
sweats.
Throw 'em away.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome episode 57, folks. We got ourselves a juicy one.
Today is January 17th,
It is currently 4:55.
and it is a Tuesday.
It is a Tuesday, and yeah, let's get right into it, boys. I like to start off a little bit controversial. Most episodes, if this is your first episode joining us, I like to start off with a little bit of a bang, and that being Marcos. How was your week?
It has been pretty good.
Good.
I've been on a big thing of just trying things. I know I talked
Yeah.
about that last week. Last week was vitamins.
Yeah.
Like just more about like gut health.
Yeah.
And like just practicing that.
I like it.
I felt better already.
Interesting.
It's been a lot of yogurt, a lot of like fiber.
Good.
And yeah, I've been actually pretty happy because I learned that a lot of serotonin is made in your stomach.
Really?
That's your stomach is called your second brain. That's why gut health is so important. It's because like if you eat bad things and you don't feel good, then
That's awesome. I had no idea.
That's part of the reason why I was doing it, and I've noticed a difference a little bit.
Actually?
yeah.
A boosted-
I've been eating a lot more fruit, less junk.
Interesting.
Is this the first time you've really been like taking vitamins?
Well, not really. No, like there was this would be like a time where I'm starting to get a little bit more back, like into actually taking them.
Yeah.
Last year I had a good phase where I like a good 6 months of just solid taking them.
Good. Nice. That's really cool.
Week is good. I'll get into that later. Tim, let me ask you, how was your week?
So long. Just been working. Got a new job. Kind of following Chris's steps and just as soon as I'm sick of a job, just leaving.
That's exactly. Actually, what's funny is that the people that the few people that do still listen to this podcast regularly know about my unemployment journey, like very in depth.
Yeah.
So yeah, proceed.
Yeah. So unemployed for what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks. Just started serving again.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Never been to a corporate serving job before, and that's
Corporate
Didn't know they
serving
existed.
job.
Yeah.
I thought it was just kind of like, hey, if you can function as a person and take notes,
Yeah.
you're fine.
And you can, if you could barely do the first part.
Yeah. Like, When you said corporate like serving, I was like, what's an Applebee's? Like
Yeah,
what's any like chain? You know,
That's franchisee, but like
Yeah.
this is like corporate.
that's true.
Anything sub like 7 locations, and there's still like policies, that they actually give a shit about. That's when you're like,
Oh, they're trying to grow.
I have no idea what to expect from a company. like that.
No idea. So how's it been so far?
It's been good.
Yeah.
The people are cool.
Learning curve at all for some things?
A little bit, just because they're like, oh, you messed up an order. I need to write an email to like HR about this.
And we'll describe your last serving job.
Oh, a hole in the wall bar where
Yeah.
I could mess something up, and then they're like, well, go lie to the person and tell them that.
Yeah.
Go gaslight the person and tell them they ordered this.
Yeah, and like it was like, and I worked there too. It was semi close to like the movie, like exaggerated movie thing where like every cook has a cigarette in the ear and missing teeth.
There's always like, so I saw this, and back of house is cigarettes and Monster. Front of house is iced coffee and puff bars.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
no, absolutely.
absolutely. That's a
So but absolutely, but we're back there, and yeah, it's like, hey, I think this is supposed to have ranch, and like just fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you mean where it says ranch? Shut up. but now at like from what I gather is at this place, it's like, hey, I think this is supposed to have ranch. Oh, I'm very sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Let me think of 2 nice things to say to you.
Puts a pinky on the table. If you cut this off, that's an apology, right? A Yakuza apology.
Please try and keep the second knuckle.
Yeah, I just want that digit.
Yeah, that's my cocaine finger.
Well, now it's because before you'd be like, hey, I need a ranch. They'd be like, okay, here's a ranch. Yeah. But now it's like, hey, I need a ranch. And they're like, well, did it come with the original plate and was it missing it? Okay, let me talk to the head chef.
God.
Well, because we do inventory here. I don't know if you've ever heard of inventory.
This meal is $11.
I make less than that.
I dropped a rag. My bad.
Yeah.
Leans down with a ramekin.
Yeah.
Walks back out. And just takes the ranch and leaves. I'm so sorry.
Every like female, like every attractive female server is like, hey, I'm gonna pick something up. Can everyone turn away? That way there are no accusations and I cannot accuse anyone of being creepy in any capacity. Okay, 3, 2, and every cook goes and turns away and up, and then yep. Okay, I've picked up the napkin. You guys may proceed as normal. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what I imagine when I think of a corporate restaurant, like because. We've talked about the movie Waiting on this podcast a million times.
Which is like, what we lived through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's so good. And it feels true.
Minus the hair. Just right? Yeah. Please.
Man.
When they send something back, they get their food how it, like not fucked with, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But that is like, and my dad is...
biggest fear.
My dad is like one of the biggest bullies in the world. And still... He will never, ever even remotely bust a server's balls just out of like, I refuse to get my food fucked with. Like it's very simple. I noticed no one has asked me about my week yet. So
well, we don't care. Marcos.
Yeah, so moving into the real stuff of this episode. Marcos tries skydiving.
Moving to the meat and potatoes. We all still need to go skydiving for real.
You talked about that. It was cool. We just never hopped on it. Yeah, that
honestly,
was it.
Yeah.
It was just like but how it was teed up was like, boys, all of us. And there's a certain tone and enunciation behind it. Boys, and then all the heads. You snapped all of our attention right there, and you were like, we need to go skydiving. Here's the date. Here's the plans. And then we were talking about it right now.
That was like a year and a half ago.
Crazy how time flies.
So I mean, I think that's like, because snowboarding, I just grabbed the bull by the horns, and I was like, this is it, I guess.
Yeah, I thought Aiden set that up.
No,
I also need your help.
Or Fred.
Tickets.
I've never...
Serious? I don't remember.
No, Aiden, I love you, Aiden. Aiden didn't do shit.
Oh.
Was
that him?
I still need to...
I booked the Airbnb. I picked the dates.
I meant like the idea.
Oh, the idea was all Aiden's. Yeah, he birthed it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
he birthed it.
You spearheaded the
execution
operation.
was mine.
Oh, yeah, we would not be going.
Exactly.
No,
That's what I'm saying. Like, whenever I do, I want all of us to go skydiving, but I want to make sure that shit's $250, $280. It's not cheap by any means. So that's why, like, I want.
This trip is a lot more divisible.
Yeah,
I feel like
among, for sure
among people
for
the duration.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've never snowboarded.
Yeah,
I've never snowboarded. I lived in the snow, and I never aside from snowball fights and shitty sledding hills.
Yeah,
that was it. But yeah, my week was pretty good though.
Let's see. Kashishi, formerly known as Chris.
Yeah,
Little Chris.
Kashi. Yeah.
How?
Little Chris. I like that.
How was your week?
It was a great week. It wasn't, but normal week. I had as you guys both well know, and for my future self, this was like the most drama-packed weekend I think I've ever had, where I never thought ever my mom would be staying under my own roof. I just never thought I'd have to deal with that, and I'm like, fuck, what a weekend, you know? Just chaos, and I'm like, all right, I guess I get to deal with this now because I'm the eldest son.
It's a good son moment.
Yeah, it was a good son moment.
Yeah,
it was fun to just chopped it up with watch football on my couch with my mom, and we're just talking about, oh, do you think they're gonna bring him back next year? Like, I don't know if his arm has that much left in him, and I'm like, I do this with my dad once or twice a week. I do this with my mom like every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And but yeah,
is your mom? Does she stay knowledgeable?
Yes. Oh, my mom loves football.
Goodness, I didn't.
My mom loves football. But good week. Work's been chill. So kind of cool. In the pest control industry, they want you to pre-holiday. They really bust your ass with like 10, 11, 12-hour days, and then right after the holiday, so like right after Christmas to early February, They take all weight off your shoulders.
Wow.
So I went from like
Okay.
12-hour workdays to 4, 5.
How's that feel?
It's cool. It's especially cool because I switched to commission, so my paychecks aren't going to be hurting.
Okay.
So we'll see. But like once I do get
So far to you, is there a but?
no, not yet. It's
Okay.
awesome.
All
Yeah,
right.
a lot of free time.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right, man.
Been killing it at the gym.
Good shit, dude.
Yeah. So have you. Yeah, Tim's been joining me on my gym journey.
Nice.
Everything's so heavy, dude.
You know, there's truly nothing more primal than like physical fitness, because I think there's, definitely, you lift a big rock
Yeah.
and it makes the sad voice go away.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of how it goes.
If you look to 200 BC
Yeah.
and you show this the biggest, baddest caveman,
gym.
Eos,
Yeah.
he'll be like, oh, we did it.
No, he, no, he would just win.
Einstein looks at like a satellite or like, one of the International Space Station and he's like, wow, we made it. But
was-
the caveman, he's like, whoa.
I'm trying to remember. There was a rock that was probably like, it was like a pretty good sized boulder.
The Atlas Stone?
It was like 500 pounds or 600 pounds, something like that.
Yeah,
and then
the
this
Atlas
guy,
Stone.
Yeah, this guy carved into it. He carved into it. He wrote. Keep talking about something. I'm gonna find it because this is a cool story to tell.
So yeah, I just wanted, I won't take it a different direction yet, but so regarding the gym and like something that you kind of gotten a glimpse into, Tim, is have the gym friends that you have that you don't really know anything about. Like there's a ton of good people there. I know their first name and I know their favorite workout. But
a 300-pound ancient Greek rock with carved into it, Bybon, son of Fola, could lift this over his head, and this is the giant ass boulder, and he carved that into it. So 300
back in the
pounds,
day?
300-pound like overhead press.
that's so sick.
Just a fucking. Meanwhile, it was the insecure, like scrawny caveman.
Yeah,
History won't know any different.
yeah. The Neanderthal, the first Neanderthal was like, "Here's my shit, dude."
I forget what it. It was a fucking Reddit
so
thread.
hard, dude.
It was a Reddit thread about Jim Carrey, and someone was like, "Well, actually, like the reason why Jim Carrey is so organized is because he was in the Navy as a fighter pilot for like 10 years."
Call.
And
No, that's a lie. Is it?
I'd love to get to the end of my fucking story.
Okay,
Can I get to the end of that?
Let's hear it.
I sure would love to get to the end of that.
It's gotta be a lie.
So, thank you. So, yeah, is it okay if I?
I give you permission.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you, thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
So let me start from
Good
the
job,
top
group
now.
leader.
Oh my god. So yeah, on some random Reddit thread, yeah, Jim Carrey's really organized. Well, actually, the reason he's so organized because he was in the Navy for 10 years, and then the comment under it was like, I actually did a fair bit of research on this. I've spent a lot of time, and I've been over a dozen websites. I can't find any evidence of your claim. And the guy just responded, and he said, because I was lying.
Called it. Those are always good.
it went
Yeah.
400 upvotes on the original post. 12 upvotes
That
on
comment?
the lie comment, 2 upvotes on the I can't find anything, and then like 39,000 because I was lying. Yeah,
No, like I think Instagram or like any social media platform does a good job of that. If you're finding anything that's like remotely stimulating to look at,
absolutely.
you're gonna find somebody write like a really long-winded paragraph, and then
Yeah.
at the very end of it, they're just gonna be like,
ratioed.
no, they're gonna be like, and it's really interesting because I made it all up. Like, it's that exact same
yeah.
thing. So yeah, people practice that format. It's
But
just so good.
I
to
think
see.
that's why Gen Z is like the weirdest generation ever because it's like it's not mob mentality so much as like, or I guess it is.
It is completely mob mentality.
Peak mob mentality. because-
ratio as a phrase.
Yeah, it doesn't have to make sense.
It turns a
at
group
all.
against you
Yeah,
very fast.
It doesn't have to. The thing that the entire internet is just coming together on this stupid idea, or this stupid Twitter post or whatever. It's just it's so funny because it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be like ironic.
Yeah.
in a weird way.
Yeah,
you know?
and then
Even
everybody hops
better-
on the bandwagon.
It's better when it's like a heartfelt post about something, and then someone's just like, "I don't care." Plus ratio.
So for anybody who is not in like on social media, basically ratio is like just it's basically just like it's like it's that equivalent. Yeah, it's literally just like
very good.
Somebody, let's say person A, Kashi, is writing this very, very long story, same as that guy, you know? He could have a very, very compelling argument, but
Yeah.
if person B, Tim, says L plus ratio, so like loss plus ratio, it's the equivalent of him going and then everybody, 39,000 people are like, fucking loser.
So if you're in a kindergarten classroom and the one kid is like, I like basketball the best because I played basketball my whole life. I like basketball really a lot. And then some other kid is like, like does a big fart noise into his hands, and the whole classroom
Erupts.
at the kid making the fart noise. It's like it's equally disrespectful on Twitter when someone's like, "Yeah, I really think they really need a franchise tag Lamar Jackson sooner rather than later."
L plus
and
ratio.
then some guy says L plus ratio plus bozo plus
Plus bozo.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now and
Plus
that
cares about things.
yeah, exactly. So that that upvote, that save, whatever, that metric that application uses, the second that it has more attention on the L plus ratio, that's a success. That's a win, you
Right.
know? And
It's not about who's right.
no, it's about who won the
wants to
ratio.
who wants
has
to
the
win
ratio.
more.
Exactly. Who has that ratio? But yeah. So I really want to interview. I want someone on the podcast who actually works for the HOA.
Who works for an HOA and
HOA. You're right.
Okay.
An HOA of any capacity. I've had an insane amount of crazy lady interactions this week.
You, dude, I just
It's
think
bad. You're
no. It really is no. And every time that this story comes out is like the Francis like
I think it's like a magnet. This like
the
magnetism.
no the idea.
You like emanate pheromones that attract
Yeah,
this.
it's literally like it's like you preach that you put so many good vibes out into the universe that the universe is like, all right, hey dude, I'm gonna send people your way to see if I can keep you in check like that.
Oh, I like that.
So then the
oh my
HOA
gosh, holy shit! Let's bring it back to the Bible, Book of Job.
Yeah, universe just says ratio.
Yeah, the universe says ratio with some old lady.
If you don't know what the Book of Job is, in the Bible, the Jesus and the devil are like having a conversation, and the devil's like, okay, I bet I could flip one of your most devout followers.
Guys. Yeah.
And this guy named Job. And so what did the devil do? He threw a tornado at his farm, destroyed all his crops, killed all his farmland.
Cool.
And he's still a firm believer in Jesus.
A righteous warrior.
And a bunch of other shit, kills his whole family, gives him skin cancer, like breaks both of his legs, all this other shit. And
Sends his goons at him with a
No,
bat.
he basically gave him the Batman treatment.
Exactly. and Job is right there on his knees, like I still fear you, Lord heaven and Lord in heaven.
I fear you, Richard.
And so the Book of Job is always, so like that's you're exactly right. Yeah, the overseer of the good vibes, the supervisor,
The overseer of good vibes. That makes me think of like a zebra with like neon glasses, and he's a DJ. That's the overseer.
Yeah.
He only wears leather vests.
Yeah.
Bass drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Tsunami.
The way people picture like Jesus like writing in scrolls and like sending out like messenger pigeons with angels. The good vibes overseer is a zebra with
Yep. A touchpad.
Yeah,
He's like,
touchpad. He's got the straight up disc jockey just rocking the records. And yo, I heard this whole community came together for this little kid that had cancer, and they made him feel like Batman. That's a fucking fatty vape to them. And then the whole community gets good vibes just off that little wiki 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 wiki. But anyway, so I also think a part of it is I'm not afraid to be mean to old people.
Me neither.
I
no,
do. I think
you've lived long enough that you should know. Like,
don't talk to me that way.
Yeah, no.
Don't talk to me that way.
Or like, I get a lot of people who don't know. They don't know what they're doing. Like, I had a poor guy.
Yeah.
Like, I do a lot of helping people, and
especially
I don't-
older people. Yeah.
And I don't charge them on the premise
Yeah.
of like, hey, you're old. Whatever, you probably don't have grandkids around.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do this for you in place of that, and I feel like I get good karma in exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I help you figure out what's wrong with like whatever you've got going on.
Young man,
Yeah.
how do I turn my brightness up?
Yeah, it's like that shit. It's literally like there's like an accessibility feature.
Yeah.
Where it'll like read back anything you're saying.
Yeah.
It's for deaf or it's for blind people.
Yeah.
So it reads what it says.
That's cool.
That activates all the time because people hold down their buttons thinking it's like a power button or anything like that. And they'll come in and they'll be like, I can't get my phone to work,
Yeah.
I had a guy who came in for an issue. His issue is like he called me because I helped him pair his Bluetooth to his car. He's like, my radio's gone. And I said, what?
Someone stole my radio.
Yeah, and no. He's like, my radio isn't there anymore. It's gone.
Damn you,
And then-
T-Mobile.
and he came back in the next day. I was like, where you parked? I was like, toss me the keys. I was like,
that's
85. It's like, I caught it without looking. He
Yeah.
tossed them and I went,
Yeah.
walked out, started his car, pressed two buttons. I pressed, like, it was on Bluetooth. I went Sirius XM and he was like, well, I'll be damned. He literally was like, it was like you had just shown him
Yeah.
what the future looked like.
What I would have given, I would have given anything for you to drop the keys in his hands, sprint back inside, and go straight to the back. And the guy comes in to thank you, and he's like, "Oh, I would like to speak to the young man earlier."
Yeah.
And you should have told the person waiting in the front, like, "Oh, no one like that works here."
Or you take the keys,
angel.
go out to his car, and actually take his radio.
No, just like take it out of the trunk. Like,
No.
you see what the issue
Sir, it's
is?
right. No. But see, like if you press this button, it's right here and right here. And yeah. Can you just take a step back really quick? I lock his door and drive off.
Just take your spare tire and roll it inside. Like, have a good day, sir.
But I think I get really mad at people when they say that they're too old to learn, or they get mad and they're just like they don't put any effort towards things.
Absolutely.
Old people just stop giving a shit about stuff.
You have no
you've
right
lived
to be a
long-
dick because you're impatient.
Why? Yeah. Why do you feel entitled to my knowledge?
Yeah.
And you're going to be mean to me about
Absolutely.
it? I have no incentive to help you.
So
Yeah, as the flagship old person hater right
Yeah,
here.
Tim really does not advocate for the geriatric. That's the nicest way I can say it. He is not an ally.
there just needs to be like forced euthanization after like 50. But,
Political ambition should die at 40.
If you put like baby boomer on Facebook, automatic drone strike, just like that, like problem solved.
I told Tim this really quick. I said go to Congress, unplug the router, see how long it takes them to figure it out. Those are the guys that are voting on tech bills.
Yeah,
it'll take them 3 hours.
We talked about that with Chuck Bongiovanni when he was on the pod. Yeah, and he agreed 100%.
Yeah.
He's like, no, absolutely. If like Nancy Pelosi probably can't start like a
Windows
stick
PC.
shift car, why is she making traffic laws? You know. Continue. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
It's just like I hate most people, just in general.
Okay.
But older people are the worst because they are the most difficult to deal with.
Okay.
In any situation, just because their lack of understanding, their unwillingness to understand, and just overall, I don't know, generational differences.
Yeah.
Their views and just like how they think they should treat people.
The least in common.
Yeah.
And the whole mindset of, hey, I'm older than you, therefore you deserve to give me respect.
Yeah. Because I've been around the block.
Yeah.
I've lived longer than you.
Yeah. I guarantee you, I will never, when I'm 60, I'll never look an 18-year-old in the face and be like, hey, I've lived long.
And you know what? Hey, maybe this is a good
I've not
segment.
died longer.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, sure. I've not died longer.
There's a little timer, okay? They're called birthdays. And everyone you make it to without dying,
Chris,
the number goes up.
Can we make that an episode title?
What? Old people just haven't died longer.
No. It's Who can not die the longest?
Who can not die the longest equals age.
Yeah.
AKA age. Yeah. Fucking A though. So this crazy lady. And if you listen to the Bianca episode, which if you haven't, please check it out, episode 49. There's this red gate in my community that makes no fucking sense.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I've heard some conflicting tales about this. So the first one was a small Asian lady who was zip tying the gate closed and being a total dick
There's like
to me.
thick zip ties.
Yeah, like freaking
Arrest me.
kidnapping zip ties.
Yeah, kidnapping, taking zip ties.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Liam Neeson zip ties. And she was like, well, a couple years back, these guys pulled up with their pickup trucks and just stole everything. And they just sped off. They sped away. You know, that's why.
How'd they get it in the garage? They just leave them
They
open?
just pried it open, I guess. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Fine. I just took her word for it.
Okay.
So a couple weeks go by. Or months, I guess.
Let it be known though that like there's nothing on the sides of the gates though, so you could just
You can walk around.
You can
It's
totally
meant for
walk around.
cars.
Yeah, it's strictly meant for
So
passing
what
traffic.
had happened was I parked my work van on the other side on the community side that I don't live in because it's an easy walk and that's safe parking.
And there's always parking.
Everyone mix and matches parking. The people that park on our side don't live on our side. No one gives a shit.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And so I get out of my work van. I start walking up. I walk around the red gate and I see that someone's cut it. And I know that typically the people to cut it are the landscapers because they have to get
through
in and out
with the trailers and move. Yeah, they got to do their job.
So I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And whatever. So I walk around it and I push it to see if it opens.
Yeah.
So that's like the thing I did wrong. And I close it back up. I'm like, holy shit! Like someone pried this open, and
They did it.
I see one of my cool neighbors. I like her a lot. She has a really cool German Shepherd, great dog. And we've talked before, and I see some old lady talking to her, and that lady starts like marching up to me. Young man, did you just touch that gate? Did you just walk through that gate? No, I didn't. What? I didn't.
No. I didn't walk through it.
I
touched it?
So, bam, interaction starts like that.
Oh, fuck.
And me being this domineering guy, you don't get to talk to me that way. I don't give a fuck who you are. You don't get to talk to me that way. No, I didn't. I walked around it and then opened it to be courteous.
Yeah.
I knew it was the most piece of shit thing I could have said. I looked her right in her fucking eye. And she walks up to me like, oh, okay, just to be courteous, yeah? I'm going to have your van towed. I completely understand. Yeah. Gotcha.
Cool.
Have a good day, man. Thank you.
Have a good day.
So I'm wearing my work uniform. That's the only thing that sucks. And she looks at my name tag and it says Kashi. And she's like, Cash? That's a stupid fucking name. And I'm like, oh,
She said that?
She said that. She said, that's a stupid fucking name. Cash? And I'm like, lady, what's your deal?
How old would you have ballparked?
60, 65?
Okay. So AARP range?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So then, so she's being a bitch.
Also left haymaker range?
So, yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. So we're going back and forth.
You just can never act on it.
So I was.
You do it in your head over.
Then I got frustrated. And I'm like, ma'am, it's a stupid fucking gate. And she's like, well, you're just a stupid fucking dick, aren't you? And I'm like, oh my
happening?
gosh. Are you serious right now?
you okay?
And I said, lady, I'm doing you a favor. Get a hobby. And she said, get a life. Fuck you. And then walked away. So I went and talked to the neighbor lady.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what's her deal? And she's like, oh, her? She's great. She's so nice. She lives across the street from me. And I'm like, you're stupid.
What just happened?
Because that was not a good
You didn't
woman.
see any of that?
So then she storms back up to, yeah, I thought that too. I was like, you were 15 feet away from the entire interaction. And
You didn't hear any of her yelling?
And she's acting like I'm crazy.
Oblivious. Yeah,
Exactly.
completely just...
And so then the old lady comes back out and she's like, by the way, actually, I'm going to have your work truck towed. I'm the president of the HOA. So she said that, and I'm not going to lie, I got like, for a split second, I was like, oh shit. And then I went, whoa. I said this, I said, I pray to God that you're not actually the president of the HOA. She did like, I am. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you just called me a stupid fucking cock and called my name stupid?
Yeah.
You're fucked.
That's how you represent yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then she didn't really react.
She just kind of...
So I did a strenuous amount of research on my community, all this shit. The 3 possible HOA presidents are all men.
Yeah. Okay.
I think she fucking lied.
She could have. She
She could have absolutely. I don't really give a shit. But the point being, this stupid red gate has gotten 2 old ass hags angry at me. A couple days go by this past Friday.
Did you ask her why?
I asked her why. Oh yeah, she said so that people don't come barreling through here. And I said a speed bump would be just as effective.
Yeah. Lay some goddamn concrete for the president.
She got so mad at that.
Yeah, because you gave her a solution. She just wanted it to be a problem. She wanted problems.
Yeah.
Some people, I'm convinced, some people love living in misery. Some people just love having a shit day because they make it everybody else's problem.
Yep.
If this was like a gated community, I would get it.
Yeah. Of
Okay,
course,
yeah.
Of course.
It has access to every road on every side of it.
2, yeah.
There's 4.
They have
entrances.
one wall, and there's a hole in the wall that you could walk through.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah. And there's like signs up that say cameras.
If I won the lottery tomorrow,
Oh no!
I am buying a lifted truck,
Yeah.
a Raptor. I'm getting
Yeah.
something
Oh, yeah.
fucking just.
Yeah.
I'm barreling over the speed bump.
No.
I'm going over the speed bump.
I'm going to find a World War II French vet that helped build the Statue of Liberty, and I'm having him weld that fence out. He's going to
Weld
weld
the ground posts?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then rip it out. That's what I'm doing. But anyway, so whatever. We ended in haste. I called my landlord. I'm like, listen, we got a crazy bitch alert.
Yeah.
And then she was like,
CBA.
Yeah, exactly. So, and she reacted. She was like, she totally had my back. Yeah. And she was like, I don't think that's the president of the HOA. And I was like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, a couple days go by. I'm at work spraying in a senior community. The cool thing about apartments, you take 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes max.
Yeah.
Dun.
Yeah.
Pest control. Pest control coming in.
Yep.
Open the door. Blah, blah, blah. In and out. So I parked in this spot, backed into it. I was in there I was parked in that spot for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I finish up, go back in, take my gloves off, put my kit in, close the doors. Excuse me, sir. You see those numbers? That's a reserved spot that you're parked in. Okay, I get it. I got it. I immediately, I'm like, I'm not doing this. Ma'am, I've been here for less than 2 minutes. Oh, that's not true because I've been here for 5. And I was like, no, one, that was a flagrant lie.
Yeah.
And I just retorted. I was like,
Wouldn't I have seen you?
no, I thought that too. I didn't, but
I'm parked.
so I literally went, I'm sorry. I'm servicing the community.
Yeah.
I'm the bug man.
I'm the bug man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Good.
You're welcome. And then she gave me the fattest eye roll. And she was I went, have a good day, and then she started getting in her car, and I pointed at her and I laughed at her hard.
Yeah, hard. One of those.
I watched her back out the whole way. I walked into the spot that she just backed out of, and like I clocked her parking spot number, told the front office, because they have to be nice to us, because my company knows, they're like, hey, like, old people are assholes, and if they're assholes to us, they don't get to do that. So
I want any viewer to know, if you are watching this, first of all, thank you for tuning in.
But if you're old, don't.
No, it's not true. Just don't.
There's not usually this much old people slander, by the way.
No. But I say that we reserve the most malice for them and only unleash it in select moments. And now, because it's not without reason.
Yeah.
It is never without reason. When people tell me, what am I supposed to do? I'm 75 and I've got health complications. And I looked at somebody, I said it because I heard another coworker say it. I went, that's on you. I said, ma'am, oh, ma'am. I was like, well, it's your responsibility, right? I was like, you're an adult, right? I was like, just as I am. I said that. I will forever say that to people. No.
You don't get to 75 without having your shit a little figured out.
Yeah.
Right?
No, well, I've even started to saying it to like people older than me, like 40 and up.
Yeah.
Because people
not
like,
old people.
No, not old people.
Yeah.
Just people who just are belligerent, people who don't
People that are
understand.
older.
People who blame the process on us. You, at the end of the day, messed up and you're failing to take accountability and you're making it my problem. So when you unleash all these negative emotions at me, I'm going to make you look dumb.
So when you ask about
in
this
a lobby
fee,
full of people.
So you're going to ask about this fee at the bottom of your receipt that you don't know what this says? It says L plus ratio. Get the fuck out of my lobby, lady.
And then the whole lobby laughs.
And these are the people that run our country.
Yeah. these same people that's like, hey, fuck you about the gate. Fuck you.
Exactly. So
Running on all fours.
I cannot wait to have another
Drooling.
conversation. Yeah, for real. Yeah, foaming at the mouth just to have been like, gosh. Stupid name.
Dude, did you know at like retirement communities, they're actually sharpening the old people's teeth now?
Optimal for biting.
Yeah.
Did you know that like, dude, I guarantee you if you did some polls, the old people, like, this is going to sound really gross, old people STD rates are so bad.
Oh, they are.
If you compared it,
that's a real
I
thing.
guarantee you it would give ASU a run for their money.
Well, isn't it like old people fuck
That's the
more
one.
than like people in
Yes.
their 30s?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, it's gross.
It's like a bad ratio. Yeah.
So my girlfriend works in the medical field. And,
Particularly with starting geriatric, right?
Yeah.
Or with people.
So she worked with a nurse who recently walked in on an older couple hooking up. and she literally the nurse was like, hey, totally fine, as long as everything's consensual. And they're both like, yep, have a good day. Yeah, have a good day later.
Okay.
No, not a big deal. Deadass, nothing legally wrong with that.
Yeah, cool.
Nothing ethically wrong with it, technically.
All right. No, yeah. I
So
guess.
she goes back and tells the doctor, because the doctor just needs to be informed. He's like,
You can't let them fuck.
no. He was like, oh, no kidding. Good for them. That's great. Honestly, he did it. He dead ass said. He said,
He
good for
congratulated them.
And then he went. He's like, just to make sure I'm following all legal procedures.
Were they
Let me
wearing-
see.
Did you see a condom?
No. What's his name?
We can't have any kids around here.
Yeah. What's his name? Okay, cool. What's her name?
Mandatory reporters.
Dementia. Legally can't consent to sexual conduct because
Marcos just found that out for the first time.
if you have dementia or like another mind-altering condition, you can't legally consent to sex.
You can just be like, hey, I'm your husband.
Okay. First of all,
That's why. Literally, so
ready?
You just say to be their husband.
Ready. Two things. One, first of all, if any of you had any preliminary information about that, what the what? Second of all, and it is because we haven't lived long that we didn't know that.
Yeah.
And Marcus just found that out for the first time, and he might take up a therapy session for that.
And you know, in 40 years, we're all going to care about shitty red gates.
Dude, I pray 40 years from now, I hope Marcos and this is part of it. When people unleash that negative emotion because they broke something that's very personal to them, i.e. a phone, something that literally I will, like I've said it before, fucking I don't particularly, I don't know. We're cyborgs.
Yeah.
in a way. It's just not.
It's not attached to us.
It's not in our skin.
Yeah. Which that's on the way.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
But you'd be
that's-
surprised. I've seen, and if anybody wants to give me the argument, oh, I could be without my phone. We didn't have that growing up. Yeah, now you have it, and now you're being a bitch about it because you're acting worse than a teenager does. You're acting worse than the youngest kid could have threw a tantrum, and you're older. You have establishment. You have
The way you are about our phones is the way I am about your pocket knife. You know?
your old
Fucking
Swiss
grow
Army.
up, yeah.
Like
old people when they break their phones, like, oh, cool, your Candy Crush device and your Facebook device.
Yeah.
And you waiting by your phone hoping your kids will call you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not working
No,
anymore.
when I ask, like,
Also,
if
I wonder
ask,
why they're not calling you.
if I ask people, I'm like, okay, I've started to do this now. I'm like, oh, what type of phone is it? You know?
Just getting a temperature check.
Yeah, just getting. I want to see how much they know, and it immediately gives me a gauge of how hard I need to put forth like effort to help them fix their issue because it tells me how easy I need to think. Because the
makes
less
perfect
the less they know about their phone, and the
less
less
effort
descriptions
you
they
need to put
give me.
into
Yeah,
it.
because these people don't go in depth with their phone; they have surface issues.
Yeah.
A lady had an issue about Facebook, and I was like, okay, well, let's narrow this down a little.
Let
bit.
me get Zuckerberg on the phone.
Yeah, I was like, let me go make a phone call.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And so like I think a lot of it is like having to do with people like just I've just been riding that wave, and this is something that Marcus is trying this week, I feel in particular, and just as of general. It is what it is. And I've heard my coworker say that a lot, and he's internalized it, but I've never truly like just
And for the Hispanic community, SOCKS.
socks.
It is what it is. Socks.
It is what it is.
SOCKS.
It is what it is, yeah.
It is what it is in
actually, yeah,
Spanish.
yeah.
Dead
Say
ass.
it again.
Spell socks.
SOCKS.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
SOCKS?
You dead ass
Yeah.
just said
It
it is what it is in
Yeah, I
Spanish.
speak Spanish now.
Yeah.
And we just made a Hispanic on the podcast. A sombrero.
No. The demon comes back.
A sombrero demon.
Only, no. So,
Yeah, check out episode 49. Yeah.
love
We
it.
almost just recycled an
Hi,
entire
Bianca.
segment.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I just want to touch on that.
No, I like the it is what it is because kind of the same way I've had this weird mindset lately that's just like let the universe guide me.
Yeah.
Like
Fuck it.
I'll end up wherever I need to end up.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I heard this really cool. I listened to a podcast where this guy talked about sobriety.
Okay.
And he would do everything he can to get out of every AA meeting. Where he downloaded the app on his phone. If he was going to be late, didn't go.
Okay.
If it was raining, didn't go. Anything. And one day in particular, he just had to he was just in a mood, and he knew he was going to be late. And he was He was on the way there, and the wind was blowing really hard against his back. And he's like, it was like jolting him,
Pushing
forward.
him. Yeah, almost.
So then he gets there. He goes to the AA meeting. It was a different kind of meeting, but I won't dive in all that. And then the meeting's over, and someone gave him their sobriety chip and said, "Bring it back in 30 days." I've had this for 66 years. Bring this back to me in 30 days.
Yeah.
And he did it. But when he left, he had to go back home, and he was walking towards the wind, and it was like blowing in his face. Oh, God damn it! No, I flipped it.
You flipped it.
I flipped it. So when he was walking there, the wind was blowing in his face.
Okay.
It was hard and it was cold.
It was pushing him.
Yeah.
Essentially telling him not to go.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all the more
so
reason.
he felt more resistance to go.
Okay, yeah.
And then when he left and went back home, it was
That's
blowing
what's
against his back. So, and because you said that to me last week, where you were like, let the wind take me.
Yeah.
Whatever situation, wherever I end up at, I'll just deal with that.
Yeah.
And I think it's especially for young people, like to just be like, fuck it.
I think that's a good talk for people who like. I think like if anybody struggles with like not like
control freaks.
not medical anxiety, but somebody who like just gets general unease about like things before they happen.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
control
a good way.
freaks.
No, I think it's a good way to
There's
know.
a big difference between that.
No, yeah, there is a big.
How?
I would say there's a
What are you talking
distinction.
about?
Well, no,
Wait,
anxiety.
Define a control freak.
A
versus,
control freak is someone that just likes being in control of every situation.
Yeah.
Point blank. Someone
okay.
with anxiety struggles with being in situations in general.
Just situations
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
not controlling the situation.
So
Yeah.
I think one thing.
Okay.
I don't know. I think one thing is
I guess I get it. Yeah.
I've stopped kind of like I don't know with people being mean or like just in life in general. I think it's one of those things where like it is what it is, and like I said, like you said, I'll end up wherever I'm gonna end up, as long as I know that I'm secure and I have the tool set to be able to deal with whatever I think I'm capable of. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
I've been saying that a lot, like sarcastically, but I
And
do mean it.
if you-
I'm me.
Yeah, I'm me.
Yeah.
I'm him.
I don't know if you've never seen Troy. I don't know if you guys have seen Troy, Brad Pitt, fucking A1 movie. But at one point, so yeah, Achilles, he's not a brute. He's actually really smart,
Mm-hmm.
and he's talking to like this royalty that got kidnapped, and he's keeping her safe. And she's just like, yeah. Why did you choose this life? Why are you like this? And he looks at her with this like super slight smirk, like wasn't being a dick, but he was answering like genuinely,
Honestly.
compassionately, and he's like, what life? What did I choose? I'm born, and this is what I am. And I'm like, I heard that, yeah, and I'm just, that's so fucking cool. Like I really do think that like knowing how big of a prick my dad can be, and knowing how malicious my mom can be, or how vindictive all the people that I grew up with can be, and I'm still like, hey man, I'm me.
Yeah.
I turned out all right.
Yeah.
Man, good for us.
Yeah.
Look at us. Hey, to
think
57. Fuck.
My baha blessed. Shit.
Well, what's going on right now? What's going on in the world?
What's going on in the world?
Yeah.
R. Kelly released an album from jail. That was a while ago.
Really?
But
I didn't know that.
it was not only he made a song called "I Admit It."
Did he admit it?
Would you like to hear some of the lyrics?
Yeah, please.
I admit I fuck with the ladies. That's both older and younger ladies. He starts with that. That's how it starts. And then he says something about pedophile. He says,
real quick. Don't get mad at me for asking this.
yeah.
How did it sound?
How did it sound?
Was it like?
It was actually-
Was it good?
It was catchy enough.
terrible.
No. It was catchy enough to like. No, and this is part of the problem. This is part of the problem. The man's not Nelson Mandela. He peed on teenagers.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Keep him in jail.
Yeah,
and
keep
his
him in jail.
team immediately removed the album from Spotify and Apple Music. Yeah,
And then a little bit later.
yeah, and like, no, dude, people who still advocate for R. Kelly.
Oh yeah. I mean, but I still feel that way because I still am like a big Michael Jackson fan, and like that shit's way more concrete, you know. And like I'm just, like it's genuinely difficult to be. I fucking idolize Michael Jackson ages as long as I can remember till I was like 14.
Yeah, he would have loved you.
Michael, I love Chicago. I love the song Chicago.
Oh man,
I'm sorry.
He's got so many. Damn
No.
I'm trying to tread
And here's
lightly.
here's the.
I was gonna say he has so many bangers. I'm like,
At the end of the day, this comes down to like separating the art from the artist. This is
Yeah.
probably Sky and I had this talk earlier today.
Yeah.
It was Tory Lanez. There's two songs
do
that I
you
heard
want a
from
drink?
him.
Do you want the other one?
Sure.
Yeah. Wait, one of these or that one?
That one.
Okay.
That one for sure.
No, my.
Like the separating the art from the artist convo is probably one of the biggest gray areas that I think like any teacher I think could walk. I think if they presented that in the classroom and be like, okay, J.K. Rowling made open trans statements, but has this wonderful franchise of joy and wonderment of magic. You know what I mean? How do you walk through that?
Do you think we should be doing that though, separating the art from the artist?
I think the person should definitely be accountable for what they did, and I think we should reprimand them. But I think if people derive joy from certain things, it's hard. That's the gray area.
Yeah.
Is because like here, ready? Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Two songs that I heard. It
Bangers.
what's it
It's
called?
fine.
Louis V. Belt. LV
yeah.
Belt.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And there's one that sounds like The Weeknd. It's called The Color Violet.
Nice.
It sounds like a Weeknd song.
I saw. Yeah. He
Yeah.
took out the phone. And he's like, shit, I don't need that.
Had it. He shot
already
Megan Thee
a cyborg,
Stallion in the
that's why.
foot.
Oh yeah,
What?
that's right.
Yeah.
Like shot her?
He shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. That was a
With
big
a
deal.
gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a big deal. I mean, you're on Twitter though, so I thought you would have caught it. That was a very
He's
big
not
Twitter.
on that side of Twitter.
That's true.
Dude, my-
So basically, he ended up going to jail. He went through a full trial and they sentenced him. I think it's 30 years in jail.
Damn,
I listened to this song this morning and I was like, damn.
that shit. Busy.
He shot Meg. I'm not gonna forgive him for that because I love Megan Thee Stallion or any stallion woman out there. Just kidding.
He likes horses.
Lies.
Sky said.
Don't hit me up. I'm afraid of women in public. I'll say that. Nah.
So meet him in private.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like it.
Nah. But yeah, shot Meg in the foot. The song bangs. The song really does. It. People still listen to R. Kelly.
What
You need all
about
that answer?
what about X? He's dead, and
yeah.
people still fucking
People still
getting
come with stuff?
such mean arguments
Yeah,
about.
man. I think it's crazy. That's always going to be a crazy talk for us. But I would no longer like to dwell on that. I think we should talk about something that happened
Hit me.
in Chris's life.
What do I do?
I don't know. You bought new sand socks? How's that?
Oh, it's actually pretty nice.
How long do they last you?
Okay, so months. So here's one of the like.
$25, like $20, $25 bucks.
So hear me out. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm totally gonna. you brought up a good point. I'm going to dodge it to
Boom.
bring up a similar point.
Okay.
Great. First of all,
I just wanted to move away from the
on.
conversation.
Great fucking podcasting. That like from a verb podcasting, Marco's just fucking aced because that was fantastic. Exactly. Nothing but net. So kind of he brought up like I did just buy new sand socks. And for sand socks for volleyball, whenever it's really cold out, it protects your Cheetos.
You know, wet shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wet shoes. It's wet shoes without the treads on the bottom.
Exactly.
So that's it.
They're perfect.
Think of that.
So, but I kind of have this rationale where you brought it up, I think, and Aiden is very passionate where he's like, no, I'm never buying another pair of these again. They get
last.
worn out. They don't last. So I have this rationale with swim trunks where I got big legs. And I'm a strong swimmer that dives and moves and flips.
They never last the same season.
My swim trunks don't last that long. So I view kind of swim trunks and sand socks in the same light where like I actually don't mind that.
The money that I spend on these is going to be worth it because I'm getting genuine utility.
One, it's not that much money. $25 for a pair of sand socks to last me 4 months. And get this, I get to change the sand socks.
Yeah.
So like if it's like a car,
Yeah.
you know, you like that one car. Is that like, you know, that type of shit.
That's
Your
not something
fridge.
yeah.
I don't need a new fridge every couple months.
No.
But the little things in my life where I'm like, shit, dude, I'd like to switch that up.
One of those that's a perfect touch on that. And
Yeah.
that was something that I was also thinking of because like I told Chris this a while ago, but I built a budget spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I just sat down one day. I was like, fuck it, how am I gonna do this? I was like, I just need all the numbers. I sat down, pulled up my Chase app, I logged everything that month. I logged my necessities, I logged the discretionary, I logged what I gained. And
Love it.
it was one of those where like I tracked everything. I put it all into a spreadsheet, calculated what I made, how it was going to be split up, and certain things like that. And it worked for the first month. So the second month, I went back.
It was a spreadsheet?
It was a Google Sheet. Yeah,
Google Sheet?
Yeah,
so you
Google
didn't pay
Sheet.
for it?
No.
How
not
long
at
did it take you?
How long did it take me? The actual spreadsheet, to do the numbers today, right? I didn't do anything. So I normally update about every pay period.
Okay, what about the first one?
I go about every 2 weeks. What?
What about the first one?
The first one took
hours?
no. The first one took me probably like 4 hours to
Wow,
like
I
really
love-
flesh out.
I just wanted to
but it's simple.
accentuate how
it's
much
also
you actually
it's
did.
also one very simple stuff, and
Yeah.
two, I just don't have a lot of like I didn't know how I wanted to build it, so I was kind of just figuring it out as
Yeah,
I went while
I
I,
love
put on
that.
music.
I
And it
love
was
that.
perfect, you know. So that was one of those where I was looking at it, and lotion. Lotion is the perfect thing that I spend money on. I spend good money on lotion.
Really?
Like Hemp's like $20 bottles,
Oh,
like those.
fuck yeah.
Or like I just like moisturizing. You know, so the Cetaphil
Yep.
keeps my
Oh,
skin
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like
Exactly.
that.
Yep.
$20
hand lotion.
Cetaphil body lotion. I just
Yeah,
love it.
Oh,
they do a
okay,
bunch
yeah,
of
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
I only get their
it's
face
the one.
stuff.
It's the
Their
one.
face wash is the
face
big-
wash
the
is the
bestseller.
face wash is the blue one. The green one is lotion. The
No.
green top is lotion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I always bought the big. I bought the big ones with the nozzle, you know, and then I every morning out of the shower
that
or
one
whatever it
good?
is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Basically, it's one of those expenses where you're like, yeah, I know that I'm like, I have no problem spending
give
money
a
on
shit
it.
about this.
Yeah, I one give a shit about this, and two, I don't have a problem spending money on it.
Yeah.
because I really know that I'm gonna get use out of it.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Well, and it depends on how you value it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
If I bought $21 cigars instead of $12 cigars, little things like that where I'm like, I give a shit about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You know what my version of that is?
Huh.
Mouthwash.
Really?
I love mouthwash.
Have you tried brown Listerine?
What the? What is that a real thing?
So
Yeah, it's just mud water.
okay, ladies and gentlemen, Tim,
Grass.
I'm gonna tell you something. I heard a wise man say. I don't remember that wise man's name, unfortunately, but he is very
Muy wise.
He said, the brown Listerine will erase any sin you've ever said out of your mouth. It'll erase any food you've ever ate. He goes, that shit right there resets you. And I tried it. I will never forget my first time trying brown Listerine.
Really?
It burned.
Where'd you get it?
So good.
You use grocery store?
I hit it what?
Grocery
Yeah,
store?
Walmart.
Okay.
I was wondering why
Target.
you seem like a less sinful man.
A less simple dude. I know. I've been just way holier. So, guys, I think no. I think this is the god.
Vitamins?
This is literally the god tier combo.
Brown Listerine. That's
Yeah,
the
check this out.
secret.
The god tier combo. Right after confession, you hit Listerine.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're a new guy.
And then you hit a bad bitch, and then just like that, it offsets.
Net
and
zero.
Start over.
then you go back.
Net zero, boys.
No, okay. I'd love to meet the guy that went to confession
And believes
twice in the first day. Do you want a brand new one? Okay, so someone on this earth, and it was definitely during like the Lutheran era in like the 1400s, someone went to confession twice in one day for the first time in human history. I'm sure it happens regularly now,
Yeah. Twice in one day. Like he had
But someone, the first time ever, went to confession two times in one day.
What, do you think it was for the same thing?
Oh, it has to be.
But I just remember the second time, like he's just like,
No. I like to think that. I like
no.
He left
that's
shit
the
out.
That's the priest on the other side. Ready? So the pastor. So the priest is on. So father is on one side,
the
right?
voice again.
No.
He's like,
Yeah, he's literally just like.
guy. Everyone obviously knows.
No. He pulls out the Bible and starts flipping because he doesn't know what to do. That's the first time it's ever happened. So he's like, whatever scripture.
there's nothing. God, please.
Leviticus had now. No, you're fucked, dude. You're going to hell.
Thou shalt not something. Get the fuck out of here. His father forgive.
I like the thought that the first time he ever went twice was because he went the first time and told like 80% of the truth, and then he went back then. He's like, "Hey, priest, me from earlier." So I told you this. I left out some things. Like I just kind of want to know, like from a God perspective, like
He
what
comes
is
back,
it?
no. He comes back and he's like,
Like R. Kelly.
Dude, the cages in my basement, man, they're full. I'll tell you that.
Cages, full, bladder,
Empty.
sins heavy.
Mondo heavy. Dude, that'd be fucking fun. Like in Back
man.
to the Future 3, when he I don't remember which one it was, but he invented skateboarding. Just kind of like
That's the
I think it's
third one.
Third one, exactly.
And
Yeah.
Cowboy Times. Yeah.
Cowboy time. So he invented skateboarding. No, it wasn't.
No, the third one is where they're in the future. The second one is in the
The
Wild Wild West.
No,
right?
no. Okay. First of all, I had the 50th year anniversary. First one
Congratulations.
in the past.
Yep.
Second one
Where he's trying to
in
just,
the future, and then in the past, and then present.
he spends the
Third
whole
one
movie trying not to
is
bang his
Western
mom.
Times.
That's why I don't like.
That's the first one.
I don't like the first one because of that. It ruined the franchise for me.
I liked it because of that. Maybe
got,
I'm
like,
weird.
more into
That's
it.
fucking
Yeah.
funny.
All right. So the title of this episode is now Freud was right. You bring me great shame. You boys bring me great shame.
So,
Oedipus complex.
actually, that was
Yes,
one of the-
please.
In recent times, that was one of the biggest fights I've got with my mom. Over
Why?
Back to the Future. Because
Oh.
I had like a really, really rare edition of the trilogy. Not because of the
Just a cool box set, like a cool like.
yeah, like it was
That's value.
it was
No, he
it was, like,
loved it though.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have like
No,
a
my
monetary.
coworker, he's 18. He loves movies. He has a membership to go see as many movies. I think it's like a couple movies a week that he can go see.
Wait, did
like
you
that.
did you love this because of like a monetary value, or you just loved
It just looked cool.
I'm big on collectibles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
of
guess
course.
like
Yeah,
you know, I have
yeah,
a bunch
yeah.
of Spider-Man stuff and everything. I don't like to unbox it or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
These movies are some of my favorite movies in the world.
Yeah.
And
Your favorite trilogy, correct?
Yeah.
Can we clarify? They were unwrapped. Was the box set unwrapped?
They were unwrapped. Yes.
Okay. So,
but like
so
it
for
was the
context.
box that made it important.
NIV.
Right.
because
Yeah.
and I went to college
Yeah.
and I came back and my mom got rid of all of our DVD boxes because we had like hundreds.
Yeah.
And she just got like, you know those like books that you just like the little
Sleeves?
pamphlet, yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
sleeves
It's
that
not
you just
even-
put the DVDs in.
Yeah. Oh, just those.
She threw the box out and just put the DVDs in there.
No, the valuable part.
Yeah, the only part that
Did
really
she apologize?
mattered.
No, my mom doesn't apologize, but
That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. That's super not cool. What the heck, Tim's mom?
get her
That's
on
okay.
here.
Whoever
Yeah.
you are.
Your mom and my mom would probably get along.
Huh.
I've thought about it a lot.
Oh, I think about that all the time. So here's the thing: your dad and my dad would be best buds.
Yeah,
think-
I don't think my family would associate with your mom.
No, my mom's side.
Respectfully, like
No,
the mom side of the
respectfully,
family,
too.
yeah,
Like, they're probably gonna
I think
listen,
they would.
yeah.
I think they would be cool with your parents.
No, dude, my stepdad and your parents would be best buddies.
they'd get along. They'd
Yeah.
get along super well.
My dad
I
and your
just don't-
stepdad would be best.
I just don't think they would hang out the next
Jared,
day.
episode 46. Yeah, I think my dad and Jared would be best buds, and I think the two of them would be best buds with your family and their entire clique.
I think it's just a generational thing at this point. Now, if you're asking about all of our supposed
wait. I
all
think-
of our supposed father figures being,
That's what I think. It's just the men in our.
They would just get along.
we're not the blueprint. We just discovered genetics.
Oh, you mean how society works?
Oh, like guys have common interests, and then they have kids, and their kids have kind of similar interests, and then they meet kids that are like
and their
kids.
and their wives don't get along.
What the fuck? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Guys know how to be friends.
And their wives don't get along. You know, it really is a never-ending cycle.
Sounds like we just got to get rid of women.
That's the only cut. No, it's not.
No fucking way.
No, that silence rides.
Because Tim went.
Can I request you put like a GIF? Like try to get a GIF in there.
Yeah.
Somebody like
What's the penny whistle? The
the slide whistle.
yeah. Ready.
Yep, the slide whistle. Yep.
So
very
Chris,
nice.
Just
Very
cut
nice.
that into right what I said, and then cut all of that in between.
Okay, I like that. That makes
cool.
perfect sense. That way it's completely digestible and
Marcos
easy to
cans
follow.
don't get along.
Hey, no shit. You're like 0 for 3 on the night.
Yeah, it's because the cord is here.
You want
I didn't
another
put the cluster on the outside.
Another
No. I'm all good.
I'm like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm cruising.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
Good. I'm all good. I don't think I'd go anymore.
Oh my goodness. What do you guys think about Biden?
He's old, and I've said how I feel about old people.
No more old people talk.
More old people talk. You guys are decrepit, and you make me sad.
All right. Well,
when
let's,
you're mean,
so
only
here-
when you're mean. If you're a nice,
let's do a very interesting back to back.
okay. Ready?
So we have 3 very unique minds here, and if you're not interested in this, dead ass tune out for a bit. I'd like to talk about Dungeons and Dragons for just a short moment here.
okay, yeah, it's 55 minutes.
we have
We're
3
55 minutes.
Are you
We can-
serious?
Yeah, we can end on this.
Holy shit!
If we need to.
we're at 55 minutes.
55.
Should we do another twofer?
No.
Dude, that's kind of Tim's brand.
Do you
that's
want
so
to?
funny.
I don't.
We don't have
I'm
time.
sorry. don't
I
have time
did. I
either.
did promise Miranda that like we'd play Wii Sports.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That's funny. Dude,
Sky went back to LA really
play
quick.
is so much better though. We play is better.
We play? No,
Yeah.
Wii Sports is what it's all about. If you're not doing Wii boxing with a nunchuck and
No, but what about?
The baseball, dude.
No, I love the
yeah,
baseball.
Wii
What about
baseball,
tanks and
Wii-
fishing and
how about,
pool?
How about Wii bowling?
Goated.
That's kind of what
Tennis?
That's
No,
kind of what I do.
I agree with you guys. Wii Sports is goated, but I enjoy playing Wii Play more.
I just find there wasn't enough variety.
They're shooting.
No, I feel like there was more prowess involved with Wii Sports because
Some-
when you shit on your cousin, like when it's like when you're doing Wii boxing and you guys, he's like maybe 1 or 2 years younger than
I'm
you.
gonna clip that.
Yeah.
When you shit,
You shit on your cousin?
cages full, bladder
Cages full.
empty. When you shit on your cousin,
The cuts in that, and then look like, and then it's the pan of like the silence where we're like. That's our first. Is great.
okay, sorry.
Whatever.
So
no.
we have 3 people here that are actually very passionate about Dungeons and Dragons.
And it's all thanks to. I would say
very much.
my fanaticism would not have sparked if Tim didn't bring it up.
This is gonna be fucked up too. My intrigue that I actually find myself being invested in this is because of you, where I'm like, okay, like
Marcos gives a shit about this.
you were
That's
the
two of the 5 boys.
You were the one to really get the ball rolling on like.
I was the first. I think was I the first one to make a character like talk about it with you because what I remember is 20. I think it was like senior year or no.
Yeah, well, so we did like a test run of it.
No,
So yeah, we're talking about.
I'm not talking about the 3 point.
We're talking about Dungeons and Dragons. If you've never played it, it's a tabletop role playing game where you play with dice and you make stories. It's a very cool. You have players and you have a dungeon master DM.
Pause. First of all, if you haven't heard of Dungeons and Dragons, regardless of the term, if you're anybody who's been born, you've heard of that name loosely.
Sure. So for those of you that aren't certain about what it is, it's a tabletop role playing game. You get to go into this new world headspace and be someone else.
You make
Very
a
fun.
you make a character.
Yep,
they
there's
have a certain
combat,
thing that
there's
they're good
puzzles.
at. There's role playing.
It's very
there's-
fun.
Yeah,
Very fun.
It's really cool.
So continue about the origin story of D&D and the boys.
Yeah, so I was gonna say like at least with what my experience was before we did the we did a 3.5 session. It was version 3.5 and it was with
Which
us
was even
and a few
outdated
other
at the time.
Yeah, it was because what? They were on
They were on 5,
They were
yeah.
on 5, yeah. So 5th edition. So there's 5 current editions right now, and then there's one called D&D 1. Wizards of the Coast is actually going through some really big heat right now. Have you heard about that? Yeah, the OGL agreement. That's
What is that?
So basically, this is actually a good thing to talk about.
This
This
is
is
a
actually
huge
concurrent.
thing
This is a
going on
huge
right
deal.
now.
D&D and current events. Ready? So an OGL is basically it was like a pact almost made to say that hey, people can use D&D as a brand as independent content creators separate from Wizards of the Coast. So let's say hey, that's like you being like a YouTube player,
Yeah.
like a gamer that
Yeah.
plays FIFA and streams that. EA didn't directly hire you. You're making content based off of what they made.
So they want to cut? Or
So how it works? It was way more fucked up than
all
that.
of the money
Yeah.
that you get from doing that.
So how it goes is they
What?
get all of the money. They can literally, you have to be on a contract with them directly, Wizards of the Coast. You have to be on a contract for content creation.
have they won?
So,
Wait, has this been finalized?
No.
so
It's still
they
going.
won't
It's
win
a big
that.
deal.
long story.
They won't
It's a big
win
deal.
that.
It's a long story.
The problem is, Oh, sorry. When it came out, everyone revolted against that.
Of course.
Because Dungeons & Dragons, it's the biggest imagination game in the world.
Yeah, and
So,
For like 60 years now. Yeah.
Yes.
Or
it came out
40.
in
since the
70s.
40
since the
years.
70s,
45 years.
That's how long it's been around, though. And basically, this OGL was a doctrine by the original creators and some other great brains to basically say, like, hey, this is our constitution of how we want D&D to be viewed. We want this to be a free, open space for people to do that. And now what part of the problem is that you have these big corporate wigs coming in and they say, hey, D&D is not as monetized as we want it to be.
What about making more money?
What about money?
D&D, they said D&D is not as monetizable as big video games. We want that.
They want like microtransactions.
And a lot of how D&D operates, for people who don't know, it's pen and paper. It's imagination.
I'm so sorry. I get it though.
No. Okay, so here's
how they did it was
problem
wrong.
with it though is so Critical Role. Probably
Critical Role, yeah. The biggest.
The biggest D&D
Offshoot brand.
It's a podcast.
podcast,
Show.
Twitch stream, YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like, what is kind of bringing
It is
Dungeons
a
& Dragons
platform.
back
So,
into
For our sports
popularity?
fans, with the Bussin' It with the Boys podcast, who is Taylor Lewan, the offensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans, he talks about NFL stuff. The Pat McAfee show, they do these shows that are all NFL based. So this is what Critical Role is to Wizards of the Coast.
It's basically
Dungeons &
like
Dragons.
these are the most influential people on this platform.
that are profiting from the platform.
Yeah, dude, shout them out too. Like,
Yeah, the Matt
Critical
Mercer,
Role.
voice
first of
actors
all,
that just
voice
decided to
actors.
play-
So I just to clarify, they're voice actors, correct? But they play the character. Like they're not being guided. So they themselves are
they
fucking
themselves are playing
hilarious and really creative.
So yeah, everybody plays a unique character. So less on that. Critical Role is
You're
one
right.
of the
Sorry.
most Critical Role is one of the most influential. They're the Kardashians of D&D.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But they're cool and
Very
people
well
love
put.
them.
Very
Yeah,
well
people
put.
people love them.
They've come out with new rule books,
Yeah.
classes. Like they make their own
So
stuff.
they've made what the D&D problem is that Wizards of the Coast wants a true monopoly on not only content creators, they want that on products, they want that on websites, like for
Jeez.
D&D Beyond. They want to basically, how it goes is that they say, hey, if you want to make any D&D related content at all, whether
need
that
to
be a
cut.
video,
We need it all.
First, you need to apply to us to see if we would want to even consider that. And we can terminate your contract at any time.
For
And
any
we can
reason.
for any reason, literally nothing at all, right? And any royalties that you've made, anything that was that is now our intellectual property. You have no creative ownership as a content creator, which is horrible. The fact that people can the fact that people can point down to all these people who have put in hours and days, blood, sweat, and tears, years, all these things of people who have made their life's work into just some imaginative world, and you rip that away from them at a moment's notice. What the heck, you know?
Honestly, what the heck?
What the heck?
That's not cool. I support this.
Yeah, so like Critical Role, like they couldn't do what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Because
Wizards of the Coast would just now own them.
like it's like 75% of the profits would go to Wizards of the Coast.
And now let's say, hey, all those rule books that you've published and all that money you're making, we terminated your contract. That's all ours now. You can't do anything to sue us, and you can't take legal action at any point against them if you become that.
So this hasn't ended though, right?
No, this
So
is
it
still going
was-
on.
They released the documents.
Yeah, dude. There's no
Well,
way.
yeah, no, everyone's fighting back.
No.
this.
It's not
Yeah.
even that.
No.
There's like
even the people who made the original OGL back in the 90s or the 80s.
There have been professors in the past where they're like, oh wow, hold on, Alan Watts.
Oh yeah, that guy.
So there have been a number of
He has a very so Alan Watts. I will just say for Marco's 40 years in the future, if you say that name, you might not remember it. Hey, remember that little pocket, that little myconoid pocket in your brain? Just remember, never forget.
Alan Watts. So there are a number of professors where their lectures have been used in music, have been used by other professors, and basically a lecture in a college classroom. There's a lot of implications of that. And there was one, I think in like Columbia, like a big college, that wanted to sue because his shit was being basically he didn't care about people not being able to use it. He wanted to profit from it. So if someone was using like
Alan Watts?
No.
Okay.
No. But his stuff was talked about because Alan Watts has his lectures have been used in like 6,000 songs.
Yeah,
Okay.
side note, Alan Watts is a professor that taught Eastern philosophies. So like like mainly Asian, philosophies,
Eurasian.
that people
Eurasian.
in America or just Western areas wouldn't be
exposed to
exactly.
in their typical in any capacity.
Yeah,
in any capacity.
And he is like the number one philosophist of being used for EDM songs, mainly used for like psychedelic experiences.
If you want to trip out, you go listen to Roll.
Yeah.
So there was a professor. So basically, Alan Watts was like kind of the benchmark. I don't know if Alan Watts is even alive. I don't know anything about it, but I just
Probably
know
dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
I just know that a ton
He was
of,
old like when he was popular.
I just know that.
He was a
So
professor.
so I read this on Reddit. I think this is like relatively true, but basically, from my understanding, is that like this Colombian this professor that taught at Columbia, his lecture was like trending because it was very impactful and it was very influential. But he was like, okay, so there are professors in other colleges around the country using my intellectual property. I don't want them to not use it anymore. I want them to pay me based on using my shit out of like that professor's pocket type thing, where like it was so vindictive and evil and backwards and twisted, where like,
but you wouldn't charge the university, you would charge the person.
Almost, where it was something to the effect of, I made this, you guys are talking about it, and the people that are talking about it are getting paid.
But that's the problem though, because with Wizards of the Coast, Gary Gygax, the guy that created all
has
of
been
this,
dead forever.
He's not the one saying this. He created something that he wanted everyone
To partake in.
to be able to be like, hey, I'm gonna take this and put my own imagination.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. That's
forever.
That's the whole fucking
I'm going
point.
to-
Yeah.
so yeah.
Forever, they've been like saying like, hey, these books that we gave out, this is a reference guide. Don't use this. Put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah. Make it yours.
Here's
Yeah.
mechanics that you can implement, and here's potential things that you can have players encounter.
Here are the parameters. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, now Wizards of the Coast is saying, hey, if you have any ideas, let's say Tim had a really good idea for a campaign.
Yeah.
That's not to say that he doesn't. I'm loving the current campaign that we're playing in right now. We've been over it for a year. That's just to show
Almost 2
dedication.
years.
Yeah, almost. Holy guacamole. We're approaching that term.
Just real quick. Never mind. My son in the campaign is named after a dictator /
Did we?
Fuhrer.
Regardless of that, depend. You just had to say the F word.
I didn't say the name.
You know, you said Führer. It's just like Führer.
Mein Kampf.
There it is. No, his
I didn't name him that, by the way.
Yeah.
They did. They changed his name.
I did not. I don't care about that right now. Now I do. No, but I told Chris this last week. D&D is 6 hours of you had to be there.
Oh gosh, that was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
So we talked about D&D like 2 episodes ago, or it might have been last episode.
No, I
haven't listened in a while.
No,
Sorry.
No. I'll basically just quick recap. I said basically, I'll just read you the note. It said, saying that a D&D session was crazy, like sitting down and playing with all of your friends, is inherently crazy. Like, because I thought about it. I was telling my coworkers about a D&D experience that I had because they play D&D as well. But it also sounds crazy because none of it is standardized.
Yeah.
You have these things that are guidelines set in place in these rule books, these mechanics.
And you said something that was so fucking funny where like Marcos was trying to communicate to a coworker that like, yeah, and like, you know, Chris / Doke was having an emotional conversation with his kid. And then like the coworker was like, well, no, Chris was talking to his friend.
Yeah, no. Yeah. That
shit
NPC, that emotional conversation that was had was just Tim.
That was Tim.
It was just him.
But I was I was crying.
That's how compelling it is. And now Wizards of the Coast. So now we've laid down the emotional grounding of that.
I'm thinking
right?
though, because the NFL is one of the most litigious corporations to ever like.
They were trying to do that.
They care a lot, but the NFL, I don't think that Bussin' with the Boys or the Pat McAfee show, I don't think any of them have done anything like that. Like I've never heard of even like Apple. Apple is one of the biggest like the fucking meanest.
Oh, they'll tell you to quickly
go
kick rocks. You
and
know,
I've never heard of Apple ever doing anything like that.
Oh,
you know, no. Like Apple tech reviews, they have every right to go after them and be like, hey, we want a cut of that. I've never heard of that.
So, I don't know. Corporations always just bother me, but D&D in particular, for anyone, I think, hey, whatever you like, own it.
Yeah, of
like
course.
be who you are.
yeah.
D&D is one of the things where
Go where the wind takes you.
I know both of you, or maybe not Marcus as much, but struggle with expressing the love for D&D just because the stigma that comes with it is still so awful.
I don't like D&D.
So here's two
like
things.
sports.
So here's two things that I kind of think are starting to slowly break the mold on that stigma. Now that people are really like, stuff is mainstream now. D&D is one of those. It's a movie. Is now going to be a movie.
It's going to be in like what?
It's going
3
to
months or
expose. Yeah,
something?
it's going to expose a huge new audience of all these people, and also like anime particularly.
Oh wait, real quick. For Critical Role people, like I know we just talked about them for a while.
Yeah.
Go on Amazon Prime right now and look
Go
at a show
watch
called Vox Machina.
The Legend of Vox Machina.
It's fantastic.
Go support their stuff.
And it's based on Critical Role stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
this was created and it's very tightly connected to
Yeah.
what Matt Mercer's original idea. So it's like
it's just
that would not exist without this. That's really cool.
It's at the bottom line.
Yeah, that
it's-
show might get canceled if this goes through.
Yeah, that's one of the implications of it. Is like any intellectual property that stems from that.
It wouldn't get canceled. It would just
They would
just
now
wouldn't
own
be
it.
theirs anymore.
No, yeah, they would just now. Well, they'd have to fight Amazon, but that's not a battle. I don't think
They won't win that
No.
shit. Yeah, Daddy Bezos has that.
They can't beat that. No, but I think they're trying to late stage capitalism imagination. That's the bottom line. Is they're taking away people's freedom to make a living off of this, or just because it's like, hey, we wrote these books. If you even remotely reference it, we now own everything that you made, and then we can just fire you.
Uncool.
Cheers. Cheers.
I like it.
Love it.
Man, I don't know. I don't. It's.
I mean,
Like, it's-
I saw a post that it was funny. It was just like D&D trying to secretly, or Wizard of the Coast trying to secretly release a document explaining all the new rules, but being the most rules lawyer and
Yeah.
examining the
Yes.
fine
Oh,
details
yeah.
to answer a
Yes.
question. People, community,
That's the wrong
world.
community.
The
yeah.
D&D, yeah. The D&D community will read the fine print.
Oh, of
they will
course.
read the term.
Absolutely.
There's
it
a
says
term.
verbal. V's for verbal.
There's
V's
a term.
for visual, dickhead.
Tim just said it. Rules lawyer. There are people who religiously stick to those guidelines and will like make it sometimes a bad time for people who are playing. But the people, you fucked with the wrong community in that sense, because it's like, hey, now you have a whole platform of people who you've not only incentivized to read your books, you've wanted them to like now read in general. So now they're going to read that fine print and they're going to see that.
I'll be real quick. There's a cute story where there was a Costco board meeting going on, and in one of the people proposed that they raised the hot dog from from like $1.50 to $2.
Yeah.
And one of the people that found
The CEO.
the CEO was like, if you suggest or if you do that, I will come in here and I will punch you in the fucking face.
No, he said, I will kill you.
I will kill you. Yeah.
It was literally the most malicious. Like,
Yeah.
if you raise the cost of the Costco hot dog, the Polish dog, from $1.50 to $2, I will kill you.
Kill you.
Well,
over
they-
50
they-
cents.
They lose money over those.
No,
hot
yeah,
dogs.
no, that's a loss leader. That's a basic loss leader tactic.
Exactly. Yeah, Arizona iced tea. So I think it's just
Yeah.
like the fact that Wizard of the Coast / Dungeons and Dragons, like it's a very like I can't even imagine that this is being considered, because you're shitting on everything, and like this doesn't affect us.
You're shitting on your community.
this doesn't- it doesn't.
It could.
No, this doesn't affect him, me, Josh, Aiden, and you. This doesn't affect us.
What about those talks that we had to maybe make a D&D podcast?
Yeah.
Any talks of those
Yes.
directly? No,
Gone.
I'll just say like gone.
Gone. I
Cool.
get that. I get
Continue.
My point being, the general day-to-day consumer who just plays D&D is unaffected completely, and
Okay.
I'm willing to bet that that's their first argument.
So I yes.
That's Wizard of the
But
Coast.
the
for
problem is because it's becoming so much more mainstream. I don't know if you guys can help. This is a topic I care about a lot. It's the community itself currently is one of the most toxic communities in the world.
the D&D community.
Yeah.
D&D is like up there with
It's-
K-pop stands. They're just bad people sometimes.
because for so long it was so outcasted and like only losers play this fucking.
Oh, now they're like gatekeeping.
now they're
They're getting-
gatekeeping because it's like, hey, you called me a loser. Why the fuck should I let you in on the fun?
In the 80s when I was
I get that.
called
I totally get that.
a devil worshiper.
you
were enjoying this
ostracized.
game.
You said
Yeah.
I was a Satanist
Yeah.
for rolling
I'm not
plastic
joking.
dice.
I'm not joking. If you go back 24 months, Tim could have said that exact thing to me, because I teased the shit out of him for running that shit up in high school, and now I cry every week because my son is going through this weird metamorphosis.
Yeah, I got fortunate enough where I started playing when I was 11.
Yeah.
I had a group of friends that just kind of wrote me in. They were way older than me. But
Who was your first character? What was your first character name?
Oh wow.
Or actually, can I ask you specifically? So there's a character in our campaign, whatever, not for you guys, sorry. This is purely for Marcos.
Wart.
What character was Wart? What Dipplewart? what character was he? The first, second, third, fourth, fifth?
I think he was, because there was Fleekus.
Fleekus?
He was a drunk dwarf, just because I had no idea what was going on.
Let's go.
And then there was Rock, a half-orc barbarian. I sound like a loser.
Represent, baby. Represent.
Hold on. Do you mind?
Not at all.
All right.
These are the types of things just sitting in our house.
I'm gonna learn you something today. There's a half orc barbarian named Bonk.
Bizonk.
Bonk.
And then there
Bonk
was
Daddy.
And then so Wart was number 3. Yeah.
What was number 3? What?
I don't know why. So like, if I don't know. Okay, I guess we could technically wrap up this conversation with just saying like, if you've never played, honest to God, if you've never played D&D, give it a try. I think everyone should try it because
dude, everyone would love it.
Naturally,
it's almost a form of therapy.
No, it's the purest. It's a very, very easy form of escapism.
it's why people like games like Second Life,
Yeah.
where you step in and you get to be someone else for an hour to 10 hours.
But this takes it to the next level.
And once again, compliments to you, compliments to DMs that really, really put you in it.
effort, put blood, sweat, and tears into this.
I've cried multiple times during this stupid ass campaign, and we're on session like 24, 25, and I do think that it's something that everyone should try out because you wouldn't expect to, I don't know, like you say role play. The word is role play. The tabletop role play game. That's what you say. That's what you hear. But you really do become someone else if you're doing it well, and it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice.
It does. It's weird because then here was the first step for me. It was like, okay, well, now I've got what my character's like race is. What do they sound like? Am I going to do a different voice? Some people do.
I did three voices. I did 3 voices before I found my one.
I've generally done one, but I had another character where I did a full British accent, and it rethought one of the other players who we play with. Aiden, love him to death. He's been on the podcast also, by the way.
Shout out Aiden.
Aiden is one of like the main current 4 players who play with us at the moment. Like I did like a one-shot campaign. A one-shot is basically like just a mini D&D. It's meant to be done in like 2 or 3 sessions, just meeting up.
Finish that thought up.
It made him rethink his like entire character's voice, so he started doing something different.
So what do you think, you've DM'd, how many campaigns have you DM'd counting one-shots? What do you at 3? Technically 2.
I mean, if we include the one, are we including the one you did?
Yeah, that counts. That counts. So 3.
Okay, so that was a one. That was a good session though.
So what do you think it takes, bare minimum, to start a campaign from let's call it, to make a 10-hour campaign, whether or not that's 5 2-hour sessions or 2 5-hour sessions? What does it take?
Okay, I think. So I would say imagination, but I think everyone has it. People just forget they have it,
Right.
Or don't know how to tap into it.
Yeah,
type thing?
so
don't know how to tap into it.
all you have to do is care.
Okay.
If you walk into it
So-
and you're just like, hey, I want to do this, and you let yourself be weird and let yourself.
So
Stop. Like I think another thing too. You just said it. You just did it. I love you to death, Chris, but you just did it.
what'd I do?
You said the stupid ass campaign.
Oh, well.
Yeah. You said you just went so back on.
Hold on.
No, I know.
I don't mean that.
I know.
No, you're exactly right though.
But yeah, you did just say it to the entire.
You're exactly right.
entire 2 people.
It is not a
Love all
stupid
of
ass
you.
campaign to me.
No.
It means the world to me.
Yeah, and Chris
and
is-
if I had to choose between fucking my fantasy football league and D&D, I'm gonna have a very tough. It's
gonna be a tough day. It's gonna be a bad day
a long
for
look in the
Kashi.
mirror.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Depends.
So if you folks at home, if you want to try out D&D, something that Tim didn't really like, I kind of what I was hoping you would touch on was find people that you're comfortable with. It's hard to go on
Yes.
Craigslist.
Don't meet strangers.
You can't go
Generally,
on Craigslist or go
it's
to.
tough.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yes and no.
Where you go looking for it, I think.
I think. So if you have a group of friends that like are even your closest friends in the world,
Yeah.
but if you go in this with them and they judge
all
you for
3 of
it,
us.
that's not fun.
Yeah.
So like strangers could work because you could meet strangers that just have similar interest in like the mindset of going into this. But this is such a freeing experience that you shouldn't feel like you have to contain yourself just to play.
Okay.
You know?
You should just be ready to like just be a different person.
So
just very ready, like just be just.
Which is why it's weird. It's like also kind of tapping into the theater kid idea community.
Yeah, it's
Don't be in
acting.
your,
If you're really in it, you're acting.
Yeah, if you're really into it, it's acting. And I think one of the other things, like I've DM'd a few sessions, like with my brother, my sister, and my girlfriend Sky.
Which I'm so proud and happy and excited for
Yeah,
you.
well, I think it's fun to do because I think I'm providing not only them with an experience, but one, it gives me a greater appreciation.
Yeah, oh yeah.
For when things happen, because like from Marcos as a new DM perspective, I've never DM'd a campaign before. I've just barely started playing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, because 3 to 5 other people's fun is dictated on your ability to do this.
It's your ability with adjectives and
exactly.
compelling narratives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and here's the thing too with it. It's just like, if you've ever wanted to just have that grand adventure, if you ever wanted magic to be real, that shit doesn't exist in real life. You know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
it sucks.
The
but-
same 10-year-old that's obsessed with Marvel movies would fucking love D&D.
yeah, because then they could be like, hey,
It's
ready?
a new world.
So check this out. Hey, you like a Marvel character? Hey, maybe you find a magic shield that can bounce. Like you can and then you can make up whatever you want.
Yeah.
And like I think it truly stops at your your imagination.
So that's my point. But like where a kid who loves, I don't know, the Incredible Hulk and is just like, oh, I could be a scientist and accidentally get exposed to a shit ton of gamma
This is
radiation.
how you do it.
That won't happen to you.
No.
But you go step into this world where my character was abandoned by my parents because of my birthmarks, and now I'm a monk.
like total Spartan style.
Exactly.
They just saw like a
and-
gross looking baby and they were like,
And my whole life I wanted to be
Hephaestus,
but
just-
my whole life I wanted to be the black sheep. My whole life I wanted to be an outcast. And I wasn't that, and I'm not that.
Yeah.
I'm fucking cool.
yeah, I think Tim said it to me.
Got bad news.
Yeah, I got
Ratio.
yeah.
L plus ratio.
Hey, have you thought of a new character though? Just in case. No.
Rip bozo.
The one thing that Tim said to me, and I've always internalized it, is like D&D is daydreaming with a purpose. You are sitting around with your closest friends or people that you trust to have a good time, and you're daydreaming. It's literally it. It's just adjectives. You're rolling dice. You're hoping for a good number. I'm not saying big because sometimes big numbers can be bad, you know?
Marcos killed a rat with a really good strength check one time.
Yeah, I was super
squished it.
Yeah, I was super strong, but like the brains weren't there. So, yeah, whatever. See, that's inherently right there. See, you told the story right there. That was one of those that sounds crazy to anybody
it sounds
else.
crazy, dorky,
Yes.
whatever.
No.
But the thing with it too, it's so good for you.
Yeah. No, I'm not joking. It doesn't feel like me and Marcos.
No,
It
it
feels
feels
like
our
Doak and
characters.
Bonk.
Yeah, it
Like
feels
a-
like the characters party.
Yeah.
But like the benefits are like, okay, so you join a community, awesome. You grow close with all these friends and you have these crazy stories that never happen. You get better at improv, like your
And D&D,
like, you know?
D&D is cheap. It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is
It is
actually.
cheap.
It is literally the cheapest hobby that you can think of. If depending on what level you want to go towards, right?
Yeah.
For a starter hobby, it's dirt cheap.
Yep.
You don't have to pay anything.
You don't
can
need
find
anything.
it all online.
You need
for
pen.
free.
It'll be
You need.
illegal,
You need a
but-
pen. Yeah. You need a pencil, paper, some dice,
And
You don't
time.
need to-
or just a computer
You
that
don't need to
can.
print out the sheets even. If you get a
Yeah.
blank piece of paper, you could create your own.
Yeah,
little
You can just
thing.
write. Yeah.
So
It's-
I guess this was all a long-winded way to say everyone should try it.
Yes. Everyone should try it. If you're curious, ask us questions.
Fuck, man, I had a
Because
good-
we'll reach out to
I
Tim.
had a good time.
This was a great
Good episode.
Don't reach out to Tim.
reach out to us, and then we can ask him if he's available.
That's what he said.
Duh.
But yeah, I don't. That I am interested in a D&D podcast one day. Like, I think it's fucked up. But depending on the people that we have for it, it's one thing where I'm fully willing to admit I think I might be better as just a producer editor.
I think I'd do a full accent. I'd go
Good. No.
ham.
I'm saying I don't think to.
No, I have a list of people that I want to be.
If we made a
on the
D&D podcast, I don't think I'd be a player. I think I would be the editor, producer, like, because I think that's what I'd contribute more to than playing. Does that make sense?
That definitely supporting from like the indirect sidelines.
That's kind of where I'm like,
Yeah.
I could help build this.
no, and I
but
mean production is equally as important as the product
yeah,
itself.
of course, but yeah,
That's, at the end of the day, if you have a movie that's super cool, super cool plot line,
Yeah.
but it flops because it was done poorly, you
Yeah.
know?
Then again, if that OGL comes out,
Yeah,
We'll see.
exactly, and that's why it's so relevant to people is because like people's jobs are at stake. It's people's livelihoods.
Yeah, if you go on Twitch and go into the tabletop simulation or whatever, or tabletop games right now, you'll find dozens of D&D players.
And I mean, for people who are out of that scene again, out of social media, it's important to understand that these are people's livelihoods that we're talking about at the end of the day.
So that's the thing I have an issue with.
Some people turn their passion into a way of living, and now that's suddenly just being.
So let me just invent a figure. If Critical Role, every single person that's involved of it, and let's just say they're all making $100,000 a year, every single one of them.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know if they're making that much.
No, probably not.
They whoa. No. The 6 or 7 main people definitely are.
You think
the
so?
producers, editors, they're not making
100,000.
Oh,
100,000 is attainable. That's attainable.
No, dude.
The show got a season 2.
No, this is my shit. That's what I'm saying. No, this is my shit. That's what I'm saying. Like I promise you, because I think they do like a Patreon type thing. Like
they do Patreon. They have a TV show. They all go on different channels.
The Patreon is probably what funds part of the show.
The main 5 to 10 are easily clearing $100K each
for sure because they're the main characters.
So the editors, the producers, all those people that are consistent, the transcribers, all those, they're making probably $6K a week. That type of shit. I feel like Critical Role is big enough that OGL would hire them as contractors.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because that's going to be their biggest source of revenue. But
they're all going to be knocked down to like 65, 70,000 a year. Employees.
No,
it
not
would
even.
Be all advertisements and like
they lose all that.
Push the new things we're pushing and
interesting.
It's like I think corporate should stay out of D&D like that. At the end of the day, corporate infringement is I mean, it's what started. I think it started. I mean, I think that like an idea started the business, right? And there's a business behind it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think
what a weird. That's why I mentioned Apple. That's why I mentioned the NFL.
Yeah.
But Dungeons and Dragons, like the whole point is to go to another realm.
It's your imagination.
Yeah.
You're going to.
So weird.
You're going to make somebody pay to think?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Of course everybody's mad. Like,
is it dead?
So
there's no duh.
I mean, there's
all good.
Hi, Marco. I know I talked to Chris about this. Have you heard the Gary Gygax story? The shoe story.
The shoe is passed around at D&D campaigns. Like first, it's like to christen a D&D campaign.
Do you know what the shoe is though?
I think. What was it?
Okay,
hold on. No. Tell it.
Don't interrupt him. Please tell this as
tell
beautifully into the microphone as pretty as possible.
So
also, don't know the story.
Gary Gygax.
I don't know the story at all.
He was a nerdy teenager into his 20s, and he just loved everything, imagination, Lord of the Rings, shit like that. And he was a shoemaker. And him and his friends came up with this idea of like, well, how do we bring all those adventures into something that anyone can do? Anyone could have their own story that they can come up with, and they just build this, and they have that. So they came up with Dungeons and Dragons. And this was 60s into the 70s. And so he made Dungeons and Dragons, the first edition. And he didn't know if it'd work out or not. So he just kept making his shoes. And he was making a pair of shoes. He made the first shoe. And then he got a call from one of his friends. And they were like, hey, dude, like, people are buying this. Like, a company wants to hire us and sell this book and make it a public thing. And he never made the second pair of that shoe. He just made the first shoe. Yeah. And so now that is like a relic. Because like when he found out,
it gets passed around, right? Like at big events. Like it's the shoe.
Oh, the shoe?
It's the equivalent of like
shoe. The first one he made.
That's so cool.
And it was just
That's really fucking cool.
It's inspirational because it's just like, hey, if you have the thing you're passionate about, go for that. Don't finish whatever you're forced to do.
That's the first to anybody who likes sports. That's the first Super Bowl trophy.
Oh yeah, for
that's
sure.
the first.
Yeah.
That to Apple.
Yep.
That's the first Mac.
Oh yeah, exactly.
The shoe.
Yeah. Easily. That's so sick. That's man. I'm sorry, boys. I'm like, I hope you guys had a good time listening to this. I know this is a weird one. Me from 20 years from now is going to eat this shit up.
Yeah, me from 20 years from now is probably going to have a basement that's loaded with D&D shit.
Oh yeah, we're all going to have our own D&D rooms.
I truly think like I want a man cave.
Yeah.
But I want it to be like versatile. You
Yeah,
know?
no, my man
Like,
cave
put
will
on
be-
a tabletop, and then
Yep.
it's like, okay, cool. Now we
So
got
my man cave will be 1/3 gaming,
Yep.
1/3
Sports?
D&D, and 1/3 podcasting.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that it's gonna check all the boxes for like.
Can you imagine we get a neon like sign of our logo?
Oh, I've looked into it.
That'd be so crazy.
I've looked into it, but the only issue is I want it to be better.
Is neon expensive?
Kind of like it's like 79
Getting it
bucks.
custom built is
It's like
kinda
79
expensive.
bucks for one like this big. And it's like 189
For real, I hope you guys do this forever.
Me too. Me
It'd be
too.
really cool.
Even in Australia.
Be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give anything.
Zoom meetings.
Yeah, we have our econ teacher.
How much is it to like right now, flying to Australia? How much is that?
3,000.
$3K?
No.
Oh, I thought.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
3K.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Good thing we only need a one-way ticket.
How much is a ticket to Australia?
He's asking.
Siri.
Yeah.
Siri for that. That's a pretty. Let's see what it pulls up.
Sorry, but
Siri's also not the best deal. I'll fly that bitch myself.
it's showing 900.
Whoa, that changes a lot.
Yeah, it really does.
You guys picked the
1400.
Oh,
wow.
That's
Oh, so 3,000
Round
for
Round trip.
round trip.
I was about to say you guys picked the wrong time to go.
This
I'm going
says round
some-
trip. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Our flight tickets are going down?
So way more people are gonna come visit us.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's really cool. No, that's awesome.
Am I going to Brisbane? Oh shiz.
I've thought about this a lot where this is going to be super fucking corny, but like I would need everyone on board.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make like a network of people to come visit us for like anywhere from like 3 to 21 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have like, it's basically like a GoFundMe.
Mm-hmm.
And we all throw in like, let's just say like $25 a paycheck into this GoFundMe.
That way, everyone could come visit.
And every time that number hits enough for a ticket,
A whole party comes out.
no, one person at a time.
oh, so like every month, let's just say,
Basically,
someone pays 20, 25, 30 bucks or whatever.
If 6 to 13 people are throwing $25 to $40 a month into this GoFundMe, the second it hits, let's just call it 1,400 right now. The second it hits 1,400, boom, someone gets flown out.
I'm gonna just buy my ticket.
I get that, but that way it's like a communal thing. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I get that for sure.
Um,
I like that.
damn it,
pretty
dude,
neat.
I had a really good time.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
hit the nail on time, I think.
What are we looking at?
130.
130.
Yeah, 131.
Son of a bitch, you guys. Thank you guys Tim. Thank you, buddy, for coming.
Yeah.
on.
Thank you for coming on again.
got
I appreciate
asked, What, 5 hours?
Yeah,
ago?
yeah. Literally, we were just on the phone, and I was like, "Dude, do you want to come on?" And he was like,
Same day.
Maybe. Yeah, let's just do it.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's everything. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much. This has been episode 57 of the Hispanic on Paper podcast.
My name is Marcos.
Well, hold on, we got to plug all this shit.
I'm just saying my name.
That his name is Marcos.
My name is Marcos.
However,
by the
if
way.
you were hoping to maybe take some time out of your day and head over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and rate us 5 stars because there is a man and he is watching, head over
Yes.
to Instagram and follow us at Hispanic on Paper podcast. And if you have any suggestions for us to discuss, DM us.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us on YouTube. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're willing to. Anything you want to plug, bud?
Beth May, if you want to come on this, she also has a D&D podcast.
From that,
She does. Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast.
now we're gonna tag her just for that.
Yeah.
just
It
tag
can't
Beth May.
hurt. Can't hurt.
Also, I believe she published a book with poetry, if I'm not mistaken.
Shout out if you.
So
if-
please
if
go
you got-
support
if you
that.
my
got-
favorite books of all time.
If you got
so-
$18, go ahead and buy the Immortal Soul Savage Yard on Amazon. It's a good book, right?
It's an amazing book.
One of my favorite poems. I'm so sorry, but it basically is something to the effect of like, "Yeah, I don't want you to call out of the exam because your great grandma died." And then Beth May emailed back. And
Okay, hold on. He's lying. This is all my favorite.
I liked it too.
Did you read it?
No, I bought it for you, and then I gave it to you. You never offered to let me read it.
He just took it one day.
I deadass bought the book 4 times so that he could read it and enjoy it. Sound like he enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah. So and damn it, I forgot what I was. Okay, yeah, it was like, yeah, I don't want you calling out of the exam because your great grandma died. And then Beth May emailed back. It was like, hey, sorry, I can't make it to the exam today. My regular grandma died. Something to that effect, and that shit killed me. But yeah, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, all of that.
Hispanic on Paper
At
podcast.
Hispanic on Paper podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
My name is Marcos.
My
Again,
name is Chris /Kashi for the first time.
Oh, and I'm Tim.
Tim crazy. Catch you later, guys.
You say catch you next week.
Catch you next week.
Yep.
No.
Stick to the script.
Take care.